and welcome back to the Pamela Show, where we learn together and grow together. My mentor, the legendary Les Brown, says, when you fall down, fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. That is a perfect lead-in for part 2 with Cordell Jeffers as he talks to us about overcoming failures. So with no further ado, let's get on with the show. Ready? Come on. Cordell, I loved everything that you have been sharing with us over these last couple episodes, the one from last week and this week. I'm so excited for what more you're going to pour into us. And I just wanted to bring up a couple of things that you had shared. You had talked about the importance of a morning routine and an evening routine. But you said last week that there's your morning routine and your evening routine. And then they're like the bookends of everything that's going on in the day, right? And I just wanted to bring that back up and throw that kind of question out to everybody. What are your bookends? And success is so determined upon that. I think of a pinball. If you guys remember pinball machines and that ball goes boing, 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 boing. Sometimes we kind of feel like that in our life because we wake up in the morning and Mr. Les Brown says, you know, you and me, God, we've got this. I know that you'll make me able to handle whatever's coming today, right? And so sometimes we're kind of bouncing like that ping pong ball. You know what I mean? And so here we are. What is going to be the bouncers or the of our lives? What is the boundaries? And that's kind of where we ended last week, was you were setting a very strong, firm foundation of how to start to gear yourself in mindset towards that solid, forward-focused, success-filled life. And so from that, just kind of refreshing everybody with that, I'd like to jump into another question that I had for you, and that was overcoming failures. Now, in light of, I'm trying to be positive here, do my gratitude, eat right, take care of myself, have my morning and evening routines and all of this stuff and emulate the greats. But you know what? I just had a failure. You know what? My dream that I've been saying every day, I'm so happy and grateful that blah, 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 blah happens by June. And oh my gosh, it's June and it hasn't happened. Like, how do people overcome failures? And especially, it's obviously, I know you're going to tell us, we have to stay in the right mindset, right? Because that's so important. We've laid that foundation. How do you stay in that mindset when you feel that you have dropped the ball or failed? And how do you overcome failures? You, I know, can explain this great because you are a very good communicator, but you've experienced it. You're not talking from a textbook. You're talking from experience. So would you share a little bit with us on that, Cordell?
Yeah, I think for me, one of the main things that I've always done is I understood, I read this in a book a long time ago, and it was called The Law of Polarity. And understanding the law of polarity. So when you understand the law of polarity, you understand that everything has two sides. You know, a coin has two sides. There is no up without down. There is no inside without outside. There is no big without small. And there is no failure without success. And there is no success without the failures. So when you understand the law of polarity, you understand that everything has to happen in order for that one thing that you want to happen. So for instance, what I would do is, you know, anytime that I come across a failure that I've occurred, I have to balance out. I have to understand, okay, what went wrong, but I have to understand the lessons and, you know, the positives in that lesson as well. And it's all good me saying this and you just thinking about them, but write them down. I could show you a workbook of my failures where I've put a line down the middle. I've put on two sides the good and the bad, and I've listed all the bad things that may have happened, but then I've balanced it with some of the best lessons as well that I've learned from that. And then when you do that, you get into a balanced mindset, and that is where you want to have a balanced mindset to all situations. it's just understanding that in the midst of devastation, there's always an opportunity for transformation. There's always, opportunities. So you just have to, get into that balanced mindset. When the market crashes, some people, cry about their investments and, they've lost everything, while there's others, looking for more opportunities because they know that things have to go bad to go good again. And that's just how it goes. It's just understanding the law of polarity and also understanding the law of vibration as well. Energy goes up and down all the time. So you're not always going to be pivoting high. You are going to have a bit of a dip, but it's understanding how to change that so you could pivot back towards where you need to go. So I think you're definitely understanding the law of polarity, and just understand that there isn't nothing called failure. How can you fail? There is no failures in life. You can only have lessons learned. I really do believe that. That's something that I think is 100%. Like as much as you might go through the heartache, what will kill you makes you stronger. As cliche as that sounds, you know what I mean. There's one destination that Les Brown always says, which is the graveyard, and a lot of people take their goals and their dreams there. So failures are going to occur. And the reason I'm a bit resilient to failure because I started off in sales quite young. So when I was young, the only jobs that I've ever had, before being a business person was sales. And in sales, you have to love rejection. You have to love rejection, not like it. You have to love rejection because if you don't love rejection in sales, you're not going to make the sale. I used to knock doors, so who are you? Slam the door on me. Get off my doorstep. Move away. I don't want your service. Doors, slam, slam, slam. But you have to keep going. There's something called the law of averages. The more no's that you get means you're getting closer to the yes. Right. In the book, Think and Grow Rich, I'm not too sure the story, but there was somebody that was mining for diamonds, and he was mining for it. And just as he gave up and sold his tractor and all his mining tools to somebody else. And then that person went to the same spot, dug a little bit more, and found the diamonds. That just shows you how important the law of averages is. You've got to keep on the board. It's not going to be easy. Nobody said it wasn't going to be easy. If it's easy, the only thing that's easy is sitting downstairs watching Netflix or watching movies all day. That may feel easy. That's comfort. But everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. Comfort really is poison. Write that down. Comfort is poison.
Ooh.
Yo, Cam, you are getting me. You're getting me into my feelings. You're getting me into my feelings.
That is awesome. Comfort is poison. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wrote it down. Okay, so you have said the importance of balance. And I hope people are hearing that because there is an importance of balance. That's huge that we have, that we're not just, we realize there's fluctuation, but you really hit that hard. But you also said, I'm looking at my notes here, failures are really lessons. They're not failures. And that's a whole mindset switch, isn't it? Yeah. To look at it that way. But that's also going to bring balance, Cordell. That's going to bring balance to you because then instead of just feeling, I failed, which swings that pendulum in the wrong direction completely, 100%. To say, where's the lesson in this? I love that. Where's the opportunity for growth? Oh, this is so good. Okay, I can tell you have something.
And I was just going to say, like, you can literally apply balance and the law of polarity to any situation.
Yes.
For instance, if you might have just come out of a hard relationship or something like that, maybe, and you feel like you've lost the person that you loved or that person betrayed you or anything like that. And it's just understanding the law of polarity even in that situation. Like, don't live with a broken heart and grudge towards that person. Actually thank that person for all the lessons that they brought you in your life. Like, what were some of the good things? What did that person bring out of you? What were some of the skills you learned? What were some of the places that you went to that you would never have went to? What are the lessons you've learned now that you can apply into your future relationship? Because now it's going to be even more solid because you know what you're looking for even more. So you can do it in any situation, but you have to write these things down. It's not about thinking about them. It's not about listening to a podcast or reading a book. It's about evaluation, self-evaluation of every scenario, writing down, the drawbacks and the things that are good as well. So that's how you have a balanced mindset in everything. So even before any project that I occur, like I try to think about the positives and some of the lessons that I may learn from this, which people would say the negatives, and understand that if these things come, like I'm fully grateful because this is life's a journey. You know what I mean? It's a marathon. It's not a race. You know what I mean? And as long as you're still running the track and still in the game, you've got every single chance.
You said, when the failures come, I'm grateful. So somebody just hearing that, if they just tuned in right now, they're probably thinking, that guy's crazy. Who's thankful for the failures? But when you turned it around and said, what have I learned? What can I take away from this? And then discussing the law of polarity, that, if you're in that balance of where something is happening, where there's a lesson being learned, you're on the upswing, right? That you're on the upswing. I love that. Then you mentioned.
Sorry, I was just going to say one more thing is it's just really getting into your head that with the law of polarity there is no success without its drawbacks. There is none. Everything has two sides. So success has its failures, and in the midst of failure, in the midst of devastation, if you focus your energy, you will find the successes and the positives from that scenario as well. So you have to understand. You have to completely understand that. If you feel like you're just going to be successful and everything's going to be happy dory, it's not like that. So you need to understand that every success has its failures and every failure has its successes, and then that's where you're just in the middle with a balanced mindset.
Oh man. And here's something that just hit me when you said that. If every success is going to have its lessons to learn, we don't need to blame ourselves. Like, I'm a failure, right? I mean, there are things we need to adjust and correct in our lives, but how people can, like a badge of negativity, I just have the worst luck. Bad things just happen to me. I'm such a fool. I'm so stupid, right? Like, there is this law of polarity where there is always going to be lessons. That doesn't mean we're looking for the negative, right? But that takes so much guilt and stress off of a person, and say, it's not necessarily my fault. I didn't necessarily cause this. Now, again, I'm not taking responsibility out of that, because there are things that we need to straighten up in our lives, right? But that is a strong takeaway for people that feel like, I am a failure, and they've gotten stuck there and need to say, well, you know what? You're dealing with a law, a universal law, but you're focusing on the wrong part of it. There needs to, So anyways, that was powerful. But you also mentioned the law of vibration. And I wanted to just ask you if quickly you could go a little deeper with that. And when I say a little deeper, how does a person change their vibration? What does that mean?
Well, listen, Pam, if I was to show you how I change my vibration, it's not a pretty sight. It's me probably dancing around in my boxers, smiling, looking, doing the craziest faces in the mirror just to change my state. So as soon as I feel the energy dipping a little bit, that means I need a break. Like, I don't care if I'm, got a massive meeting about to come up. I take care of my mental health, so I need to change that energy. How do I change it? Me, personally, everybody finds their own way. Some people go to the gym, some people jog, they do but me as well, one of the things that I do is I like to dance. I don't dance in front of anybody. Well, if I need to change my vibration, I put on some good music, I dance, I wiggle my hips. I do come from the Caribbean, so I've got a little thing going on, even as something as going into the mirror and just, taking command, looking in the mirror and just saying, I own you. Do you know what I mean? You're a champion. Just little things like that, bringing out that lion in it. And then after that, sometimes I think, what the heck are you doing, Cordell Jeffers? What I'm doing is I'm releasing endorphins in my brain. Like I said, you can't be in a positive state and a negative one at the same time. It just can't work. It's impossible, because you're releasing certain hormones and chemicals in your brain. So As soon as I feel down, change my state, get up, relax, jump up and down. And trust me, if you jump up and down and you're smiling, making crazy faces in the mirror, the only thing you can do is smile. So that means you're bringing back good energy into your body and raising that vibration back up.
Which is going to change your state of awareness. It's going to change your emotions. It's going to change your processing, your thinking, and all of that. I appreciate you taking time to explain that, because there might be people that are thinking, what does that mean? And how do I change that? And you're right, it's a personal thing as well. But, you know, just like we can say, well, got the crab, I'm crabby today, I got my crab on. We can also say, I've got my praise on, I've got my joy on, I've got, you know, but that's a choice. It's a choice to rejoice, right? And it's also a choice to be, and we do have that choice, but we have to take a proactive part of that and understand that that is a law of, it is a law, the law of vibration. So if you want to stay in that place, that's where you're going to stay, but you can change it and rise. I love that.
And then when you do these things consistently, you'll notice you know how to just control your emotions. You just know and having that control is what I think is one of the most beautiful things that I've ever learned. How to control my emotional and mental state. You know, in the instance of just doing a few little things. Do you know what I mean? As silly as it sounds, as crazy as people think, what, get up, start dancing, and I'm gonna be. You will be. Do you know what I mean? But you have to consistently do it, and you have to do it like you're going for it. And honestly, like I said, it might not be a pretty sight, especially for me, but it will make you happy.
It would probably get everybody dancing and shouting with you, I would imagine, and laughing and enjoying. If we had time, we would have you demonstrate. We'll have to have you come back on another show and demonstrate Cordell getting in the right state of mind, in the right vibration. Cordell, before we wrap up, I know that you have an academy, the Apprentice to CEO. What a powerful name. Can you just elaborate a little bit on what that is and who it's for?
Amazing. Thanks for bringing that up, Pam. So yeah, I've created a new academy called Apprentice to CEO. Now, this is a 12-week, or would you say a 90-day business and mindset academy to help people that have an idea to make that reality within a 90-day period. We give you a 90-day game plan, or anyone that has a current business to help take that to the next level. Not only that, you'll get in-depth one-to-one mindset coaching from myself, as well, to really shift that mind in the right place and make sure that you have that high performing, you know, mindset, and, you know, get that world-class mindset that everybody needs to succeed in life. And not only that, you know, working with Linda Plant, who is one of the most successful women in Britain. She went from selling on a market stall to being the first lady at age 29 to listing her company on the stock market in the UK. You know, I've been able to create that relationship, and, you know, we have experts that will come in and help you really change your business and take it to the next level. And, you know, we've just finished our beta group where we've got some amazing testimonials, people that have used the techniques and the strategies and, you know, took their life and their business to new heights. You know, I'm here to serve, I'm here to impact, I'm here to make a difference. That's my God calling. That's what the mission, the big man gave me, and I'm here to deliver it. So if anybody wants to get in contact with me, you know, please do hit out my social media platforms, Cordell_Jeffers. And for this show, I'm completely happy to give away a free 30-minute consultation, whether it's around business, mindset, or if you got any problems, you just need someone to talk to. You know, like I said, we can make it work. And I'm just letting everybody know that you have absolute greatness inside of you. Don't listen to me, or don't, you know, listen to everyone on the show that you hear. You know, literally, you can do this yourself. All right. So, sorry, listen to the gems, but understand you can do this yourself. It's not just, you know, these people that are coming on the show that have just, you know, oh, you know what, they're lucky, or they're too good, or I'm not like them. You have greatness inside of you. Do you know what I mean? When I was 15 years old, you know, leaving the Caribbean, you know, broke on my auntie's sofa, it was hard. But I had to learn these techniques to take myself to the next level. And I'm happy to now say that I'm a successful entrepreneur and an award-winning change maker. And, you know, the stories that I've got more story to create, and I'm going to keep going.
You are an amazing story, Cordell, and such an inspiration to so many. The information, how to follow up with Cordell and connect with him, you'll find at the end of the program today. Cordell, thank you so much for bringing forth 2 episodes of incredible downloads, gems, diamonds. Really, this has been amazing. And I believe that all of us would say that our state, our vibration has changed just listening to you. So I thank you for that. You poured into us. Boy, do we appreciate it. Thank you for being on the Pamela Show, Cordell.
Take care. Thank you, guys.
And to everybody else, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here today. Remember, you do have greatness in you. You are a masterpiece, as Mr. Brown says, Mr. Les Brown, because you're a piece of the master. You have a purpose by design and not by default. Go for it. You are the salt and the light everywhere that you go. See you next week on The Pamela Show. Bye.
Pamela Henkel is the founder of the Purpose Center. Pamela is a mindset mentor, author, speaker, minister, and transformation coach. Her weekly podcast, international radio show, and television show are a lifeline that changes lives and inspires people to discover their individual potential through realizing their purpose by design. Pamela is a natural motivator and has shown many how to find their niche and transform their lives. Although success is an uphill battle, Pamela gives the necessary strategies to flourish, cheering you on every step of the way. Pamela shares from her personal experiences, education, and life as a woman in leadership, utilizing decades of knowledge. Taking the approach of, let's have coffee and chat, she will awaken your dreams and purpose by design. Are you ready for Pamela to help guide you? Email us at purposewpamela.office@gmail.com or go to her website at purposewithpamela.com.
There's something in you that says, I can do more.
Before the world ever knew or started using the word influencer, this man was influencing the world.
You have something special. You have greatness within you.
The godfather of greatness himself, Mr. Les Brown.
If you want to do anything worthwhile in life, you've got to be hungry.
Imagine being able to work with him on a weekly basis in live workshops. There are people that have already taken advantage of this opportunity, and he is creating amazing speakers around the world.
Every day that we wake up and we overcome the trials and tribulations that come our way, make us more than conquerors.
You got to look your haters in the eye. You got to look your situation in the eye.
They're living a legendary life because they're committed to be a legend.
I chose to tune out the noise of the problem that I was facing and tune in to the possibility that those voices were giving me.
Their stories are changing lives, not only for their families, their friends, but in their community and ultimately in the world.
Write a new story, one of victory, resilience, and accountability.
So no matter where you are right now in your life, I want to encourage you to pull those dreams off the shelf. Dust them off. Get a plan of action together and execute on that plan like your life depends on it.
You can become a part of this Power Voice Summit community and be a part of the Power Voice system by just going to powervoicetraining.com. There are people that have already taken advantage of this opportunity. Get started today.